Shut up and sit down.
Welcome to, what is it, Jawjacking?
Yeah, Jawjacking. Now, it's the SummerSlam review that happened yesterday.
Last night.
Yeah, I'm going to put this up today.
Oh, you put up today?
Yeah.
So last night?
Yeah, so last night.
By the title, yes, this is just our thoughts on the card.
Mm-hmm.
This is like finishing off the 3-part series we had of reviewing it, and then all the other stuff that we liked and we didn't like from the show.
Correct.
And we're just going to run down each match, what we thought.
In less than 30 minutes.
Ish.
30 minutes.
30 minutes-ish.
To start off, we started off with the Miz Taraj and the Hardys. The last minute match.
The only people that saw this match were the camera guy, the commentators, and the concessions people.
Yeah.
Because
and
there
maybe
was no
one or two early people.
Maybe family members.
Yeah, was not good.
It kicked off literally the pre-show, and it was before they started letting everybody in. It was
a travesty.
If they would have waited 10 minutes, they would have had some people in the crowd. Maybe some people would have been interested because it was the Hardys that were on the pre-show.
Yeah. And it's kind of like what they did to the 3v3 women's at Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
And it was like before anything, got no show time.
Mm-hmm.
It was just there, just to be there. It was a little
Somebody thought it was smart because it was storyline, but they do have 3 hours of Raw to get through the night. And don't know why this couldn't be in the middle of it like it was in last week.
Mr. Raj wins, by the way.
Which is good.
Yeah.
Which is good because, as you can see from NXT,
build up that faction.
There was a bunch of factions now.
Yeah.
All over the place on both brands and all 3 brands now. And then you have Titus Worldwide that's above all brands that goes on any show they feel like.
Cruiserweight, SmackDown.
So I'm glad they got the win, but they need to figure out what they want to do with Jason Jordan.
Well, who cares? All right, next one was Neville versus Tozawa.
These next 2 matches should have been. They should have found a way. They should have found a way to put these on the main card. Kira Tozawa and Neville was top 3 match.
Yeah,
top 4 matches.
Yeah, but like
13 that there was.
I get it, but why take it off Neville and then put it back on him?
It has to think.
Less than a week.
I think it has to do with trying to prolong a feud, and so because now they have to fight again for the 3rd time.
Yeah.
So it's like a 3-part thing. So it's lazy.
Okay. So what happens? So Tozawa wins next, and then Neville comes to the main card.
Soon.
Right.
There's a lot of call-ups apparently going to happen. Maybe tonight, Tuesday, next week. It's going to happen.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
And it's just going to even truncate like a whole bunch. Too many wrestlers on the main card.
Too many wrestlers.
What was the next? The tag.
The best match of the night?
Ish.
Yeah, the 2 tags were the best matches of the night. But this one
depending if you're a SmackDown or a Raw guy, you thought that probably tag team was the best.
Usos versus New Day.
Yep.
Usos with the win.
Great match.
Great match.
They keep on putting on great matches, and the thing that helps.
Yeah. Ended with 3 super kicks and a combined kick.
3 super kicks and then a double fly kick.
Yeah.
Smash. The thing that helps is that these guys are actually friends, so they can talk and come up with creative ways for matches. If you go watch Up Up Down, they're really good friends. So there's no. I make more money than you or whatever, so they can put on great matches without any ego getting in the way.
So our first title change. Oh no, our second title change of the night.
Yes, the Tozawa and Neville title change, and then that was So from the pre-show, they were setting a tone early that there's going to be title changes,
and it was set it off like it's going to be a good show.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now to start the main card, big squash. Baron Corbin versus John Cena. Baron Corbin.
John Cena. This has nothing to do with John Cena. It just happened to be John Cena. Yeah. It could have been James Ellsworth, and the outcome would have been the same. Because
if it was James Ellsworth, it would have been a bigger impact.
Rule 1 of coming to main roster and being a WWE superstar. Yeah. You keep your mouth shut, you keep your head down, and you're fine. Yeah. You'll be fine.
He pissed off the troops, so...
He pissed off when he had a Twitter dispute with someone on Twitter. Yeah. Then he found out he was part of the military. It's like the WWE and the military go hand in hand with each other now. They kind of have their thing with them. And then he loses. He got in a spat with Meltzer.
I think it was Meltzer and then the troop guy.
I think it happened within the same couple of days.
Yeah.
and then you can see what happens when you think you're too big stuff behind the scenes and you want to crap on people. You get your money in the bank taken away because now
you get squashed hard.
And you get squashed by John Cena, which let's just say this might have been his easiest match in the 20 years of wrestling.
Yeah,
because it was 15 minutes. 99% of that match was John Cena.
Basically making fun of Corbin.
Yes, John Cena takes every match super seriously because he always believes his next match is the most important.
Yeah.
He literally, within the first 2 minutes of it, got out of the ring and put JB's hat on. Telling everybody, I'm going to win this. Don't worry about it. Have fun.
Yeah. Alright, and then that leads into Naomi versus Natalya. Good match.
Solid C plus maybe. Naomi, hands down, is the most athletically gifted female wrestler on the card, in the roster in general. Because between her and Ember Moon, they can do stuff other women can't do.
Yeah. Naomi lost.
Naomi lost her title, which is
disappointing.
Which is disappointing. She's had it since WrestleMania, but I guess you wanna show cheek in the armor. I guess. I don't know.
Or something's happening backstage. I don't know. It didn't make sense.
Natalya's the most.
She tapped out. She got tapped out by the sharpshooter,
which is the first down thing I didn't like because later on.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't become bad until then.
Yeah. Right, Natalya is the most probably gifted technical female wrestler. Mm-hmm. She can probably do stuff that we haven't seen because that's not her character to be technically savvy.
Yeah.
She should become more of it, not just a heel. Not surprising. It's surprising in the sense that.
Ooh, was that?
Yeah. That it was Naomi who tapped.
Yeah, because she hasn't really tapped to anything.
But now her thing is sharpshooter, so I could see why.
Yeah.
But this was a
no
big
cash-in, by the way.
Yeah.
And Carmella showed up pre-show, and that was it.
Yeah. So she might show up on Tuesday or something. I don't know what's the next one.
The next one after that was the match nobody cared about: Big Show versus Big Cash with Enzo.
This
suspended in the shark cage
was a dud. From a creative standpoint, from
everything,
getting fans involved standpoint.
But watching the match itself, it was a classic big guy versus big guy fight.
The shark cage wasn't needed,
especially since Enzo does get out. He lubes himself up and then he gets out and then he gets booted, so he didn't even matter.
So what happened was
what was the point?
Apparently behind the scenes, Enzo. People hate Enzo.
A lot of people hate Enzo.
But the WWE's in the tricky spot is that he sells merch. You sell merch, you get time. Apparently, he's had some run-ins with Roman on the bus, some other stuff with the locker room.
A lot of not good Enzo.
Yeah.
Quit it. Bragging about how much money he makes.
How much room do you have on your phone?
There's man.
Okay.
Moving on to the next one. The biggest squash of the night: Rusev versus Randy.
This is a mystery.
Why would they do this to Rusev?
There were rumors earlier in the week that Rusev has been asking to be released. The he lost in 10 seconds.
Why?
I get it because there's really no story, so you can't really build a story with inside a match. At a big pay-per-view, you need Randy on the card.
They literally met every time, and Randy RKO'd him, and that was it. Every time. Every time they met, Randy RKO'd him, and Rusev was out.
Yeah, like I said, there's something behind the scenes. No one knows why this happened. So,
because he went up against Chad Gable, right?
This would have been better off if it was Chad Gable. If it was Chad Gable versus Rusev, that would have been way better because they would have put on at least a 10-minute good match.
Yeah. Because right now I'm more into Chad Gable than I am Jason Jordan.
100%.
Yeah. I'd rather watch a match with Chad Gable versus Randy or Chad Gable versus Rusev. The next one was Alexa Bliss versus Sasha. Sasha won.
Sasha won on tap out. So both women's title matches ended in tap outs, which I personally don't like because it
sets a tone.
It sets a bad precedent that you don't want happening. That women can't. I don't know.
Take pain.
Pain. Both of them tapped out. Who came up with that? It's garbage. One Alexa Bliss. Did she hit her finisher or no? The Twisted Bliss. Right? She hit it.
Yeah,
right?
she hit it.
That's the only finish that didn't work tonight.
Because she hit it, and then Sasha kicked out, and then did what was it?
Her bank statement.
It's her submission move,
yeah.
Right? The bank statement, and then rode into like a pin, and then went.
Another thing from the Naomi fight, she never got her submission in. Where she does the legs and she kind of has them like this.
Oh yeah.
She even attempted it once.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can get it why they did this. Getting over if Sasha is ever gonna win in Barclays. She did win at Barclays.
Unless they'd rather have Sasha versus Asuka.
This is just another thing to keep it rolling because the No Mercy's in a few weeks.
Yeah, or Sasha versus Asuka.
Asuka needs to hurry up and get on the main card. It's not her fault. Triple H has been holding her.
Yeah, but he's still building her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but she's ready.
Yeah, she's
fantastic. She was big. I think she was big in Japan.
Same with Shinsuke.
We're gonna shoot over that one.
No, we're about to get to it in a couple matches. The next one is Finn versus Bray. Everybody saw Finn winning. Finn won.
100% Finn. You bring Demon Finn out. Demon Balor isn't gonna win. Apparently, they have a name for the first. We're just plain Finn. It's Cool Finn. Apparently.
So Cool Finn versus
Cool Balor versus and Demon Balor. That's it.
Cool Finn versus Demon Balor.
Cool Finn and Demon Balor. They're the same guy, just different. Yes, he like stands different. He crawls more.
Yeah.
I wish he had a different finisher when it comes to being
T-Rex arms.
He needs to go with a different finisher if he's gonna be Demon.
Oh, like only the Demon does that move?
Yeah, like maybe like the Dragon Sleeper.
Something cool.
Yeah.
Instead of the coup de grace. Yeah.
So this was really top 5 match.
It's good.
It was good. Good storytelling.
You saw the win.
The antics of both people they sold it very well.
Mm-hmm.
So in my I'll tell you at the end about what I thought of ranking.
Yeah. And then Dean versus Cesaro.
Hands Dean down, next to the other tag team, the best match.
Yeah.
This is the best match.
You realize Dean and Seth's tag team name could be Death?
Yeah? Death team.
Just
group.
Death.
I don't know.
They are Death.
This was single-handedly the best build-up, best match.
Yeah.
That WWE has done in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
It took them 1 month, about an hour of television combined on TV, and one pay-per-view match to get over 2 guys that are over on themselves already.
Yeah.
It was believable how they ended. It was.
And they are dominant.
They're so in sync.
Yeah.
These guys traveled together for a couple of years when they were the Shield.
Yeah.
They needed Seth to have a belt because that game is about to come out with him on it.
Yeah, and they both wore red and black at one point.
A lot of people were
hoping for the Shield.
Yes,
they were. The Shield reunion. All 3.
There was a bunch of people wearing red and black, but what is it? Seth coming out in basically Deadpool attire.
Yeah. And New Day and Uso came out in Red Lantern gear, but that's a whole different.
Okay. Shinsuke wore red too. Kevin Owens wore red too. A lot of people wore red, but when it comes to the Shield, he was Seth was decked out in red. Dean came out in a red and black sweater with Dean Ambrose on the DA on his thing. Later, Roman came out in red and black also. So they're thinking that might happen. Roman addressed that on SportsCenter. Today he was saying, you ask those guys where I'm at right now, they would want to be here at the same spot, but he kind of gave into saying, my body ain't gonna be able to hang up too much longer if I don't, scale back a little bit. So you don't know. There's a story they want to build for the next couple of weeks leading into No Mercy. So
and it's starting all right.
Yeah.
The next one, fantastic match: KO versus AJ. With
too much
Shane as the guest referee.
Yeah, a little too much Shane.
Yeah,
I know they wanted.
Shane was in it all freaking time.
Yeah.
But
the rumors in the back were that they really wanted Shane and KO, but they didn't want Shane and KO this pay-per-view. They want him at Hell in a Cell in a few months.
That makes sense.
Because then essentially Shane could fall off of Hell in a Cell again.
Yeah, that dude survived it.
They could tell him no, not to do it 100 times. He's still gonna do it.
Yeah. It's got the connections.
Yeah. So they wanted a marquee match for Hell in a Cell, so that's why they put AJ versus Kevin. AJ wasn't gonna ever lose that belt.
No.
Fairly decent match. I thought they did their spots. I think they kept it relatively on the ground.
Yeah. In ring.
AJ didn't do any too crazy stuff. Not like what he did with Dean Ambrose at that SmackDown show when Dean was leaving to Raw.
Yeah.
But fairly good. Like I said, 6 maybe.
Yeah. And and Shane kind of helped AJ win, but like not on purpose.
Yeah, on that push, when he pushes KO near the end of the match, if that roll up was the finale, then yeah, that would have been. But they decided not to end it that way.
That's how they ended.
They pushed. He kicked out, and then he did the phenomenal forearm.
Oh yeah.
Into the. I forgot what he calls it. He picks him up. I forgot what's called.
Styles Clash.
That's how it ended.
That's how it ended.
Early clean. Yep.
And of course he's gonna be pissed off because Shane did count to 3 while KO had him.
Yeah.
But AJ had his foot on the rope, so
it was almost immediate. If he would have just waited 1-2 on the second one, that would have been a little bit more intense. But
and then the first match that didn't make sense how it ended: Shinsuke versus Mahal.
This was
like really did not make sense. You built up Shinsuke. You have Shinsuke have this massive following where they sing his intro.
This is probably the loudest pop of the night. Next to the
you have him lose the same way the same way everyone loses to Jinder.
Mm-hmm.
They hit both Singh brothers. Jinder does his finisher, and then that's it.
You can't even stop the finish. How it's going to end anymore because they put 2K. They put the Punjabi prison, and it was essentially the same thing.
Yeah.
The only thing that happened in that fight, that match that didn't happen last night was Great Khali showed up.
Yeah. So Jinder, and then it didn't make sense because Jinder also lost clean to Randy earlier in the week. Like, what's the point?
There's no creativity when it comes to that war title. At this point, Vince you could tell from the booking of the last match and this match, Vince clearly is trying to still get Raw over SmackDown.
Yeah.
Because SmackDown has wrestlers putting on matches where there's just athletes and entertainers on Raw, putting on matches. There's a difference between Raw and SmackDown. That's it.
Because arguably Vince has a lot of say in the pay-per-views.
100%.
Not really like the build-up
Mm-hmm.
to it. And it just seems like every time SmackDown has a pay-per-view, it's a lot of nonsense that happens and not good stuff.
Yeah.
When Raw puts on amazing, like above average pay-per-views. So seeing like another SmackDown just get screwed out essentially.
Yeah.
Didn't make sense.
Yeah, it didn't make sense. I just feel like Vince he lets every other writer do what they kind of want up until a point, but his hands are heavily deep in the main event.
Yeah, it's heavily deep.
And I don't understand why they decided to do that ish match because nothing happened in that match. They stayed in the ring. They went out maybe for a couple of hits.
Shinsuke did the leg thing? Is it Kinshasa?
Yeah, sometimes just a high knee strike. The Kinshasa is when he runs and he does it.
Yeah. So Sing finisher, disappointing.
So Stone Cold was right. They're on his podcast a few weeks ago. He kind of went off on they're not treating Shinsuke right, and it turns out he was right. When Cena literally chose Shinsuke to beat him,
they kind of just
they were
because Vince doesn't get Shinsuke.
That's what the rumor. Like he doesn't understand Shinsuke. AJ is trying his ass off to convince him that he's AJ Styles. He should be on top.
Yeah.
There's just some things that Vince doesn't get, and other people are like, how do you don't get this? So I don't know. We're gonna have to see what they do with Shinsuke because now that he's lost, he essentially goes back to the middle of the pack. I don't know where Jinder goes from here because Randy, if he goes back to Randy, it's gonna be boring.
Yeah.
Boring, and I hope it's Randy AJ for the next couple months.
I'm actually, if that happens, that'd be pretty dope.
Yeah.
And tomorrow, John Cena apparently on Raw.
Tonight?
Oh yeah, tonight.
Tonight on Raw.
Yeah.
They kind of ruined that with the advertisement, and so.
And now we get to the final match.
Which, you go first.
Okay, the final match, the Fatal 4-Way, Brock, Braun, Roman, Joe. Started off fantastic. Basically, Strowman murdering everyone. And whenever Strowman wasn't in it, it kind of lulled a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Not too much, just like it wasn't as big as Strowman. Strowman sent Brock through 2 tables and then put one on him, the announce tables. Brock left. You're like, okay, so he might actually lose. Great, we'll have a new champion. It's fine. And then it seemed like they told him, after you do all this stuff, Strowman, just be gassed. We need you to be weak now. Because then Brock later shows up after Roman and Joe have a little fight. Of course, Brock does his suplexes.
He didn't suplex Strowman, which was really good.
Yeah. And it's just like, why? Why have Brock retain? Why have Brock retain? He's a champion. He's an absentee champion. He's an absentee champion.
Strowman last night proved one thing and one thing only. That dude deserves that championship. Mm-hmm. Joe, you can see them holding off on Joe maybe till beginning of next year. Yeah. Maybe Superstar Shake-Up when he goes to SmackDown.
Yeah.
I can see him rocking it with him fighting AJ, fighting everyone on SmackDown. Roman's gonna be Roman. Roman is solidified himself as the locker room leader, and you ain't stopping Roman anytime soon. He's gonna be in the main event the time.
Take Roman out of the main event for a little bit.
I can see that.
I say like one or two pay-per-views. Mm-hmm. Give him a rest so he doesn't have to keep fighting.
Even if you say, Shield reunion tonight, full Shield reunion tonight. Well, we'll get into what we want, but we'll give him a second.
Let's
finish this off. So what my problem is all night long from the first match where nobody was in the crowd to all the title changes, and till the main event. Finishers finished basically all the matches. The finishers did what they were supposed to do.
Yeah, hands down.
When it comes to Brock Lesnar, and this is where the logic is going to fly out the door when it comes to who beats Brock. Brock took 5 finishers. Mm-hmm. He took 5 more signatures, moves. He went through the tables. 3 tables, essentially. Got pulled to the back. He survived the Roman Spear. He survived Strowman doing his move one more time. He survived the Kimura, the Coquina Clutch.
Yeah.
He did one F5 to Joe, which got broken up by Roman. Roman then tried to spear him again, but he got caught. He got F5'd.
Yeah.
And it was over. That was the ending. I believe 90% of that match was a writer's idea with insight from the wrestlers. When it was taken to Vince, Vince was like, the ending's this.
Yeah.
But why hype? I know, like, last week, it was like John Jones wants to fight Brock Lesnar, so they put in the script to give you, like, uncertainty, this and that. I get it. But the whole Brock experiment, I think, has gassed out. There's no person on the roster that can beat Brock Lesnar if you have all these monsters beating the hell out of him for 30 minutes, and he just does 1 F5 and wins. Yeah. Are you setting up Finn? Cool Finn isn't gonna beat Brock.
No.
So Demon,
are you building up Demon Finn right now? Or he's gonna be.
It's too early for that, though.
No, that's it, building up. Yeah. It's not gonna happen next pay-per-view. But like, you put Brock at this like amazing level.
Super athlete. He
like,
deserves
unstoppable.
Every and all money and all TV time that he wants.
No matter how much you can tell, within 5 minutes of the match starting, he's gassed.
Yeah.
Tired. Unlike AJ, who can put on a 20-minute match, come up, just go, and be fine.
Yeah.
He has no cardio. That was just a disappointing ending.
The match was fantastic. Revitalized Raw if Strowman would have won.
And the match was fantastic until that.
Yeah.
The ending kind of brought the match down from possibly almost 5-star.
It would have been an easy 5-star if Strowman would have won.
Yeah.
So, and then I think I saw somewhere that somebody rated a 4.5 or 4.8 or something like that, so almost 5-star. Yeah. I agree that the match was exciting. It had me, god dang, it had me in there. But that the Brock thing is still, like I said on the update video, I don't care how good SummerSlam is, I still think if Brock wins, it's a crap show.
Yeah.
Because you're telling everybody, every wrestler, no matter how hard you try, we're just going to go with the biggest, meanest dude that we have on our roster.
Yeah. Because he does absolutely nothing.
Yeah, he does absolutely nothing.
He shows up, goes, brr, 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 that's it.
What is it?
Before we get into our own thoughts, just please share this.
Yeah, share it, please, because a lot of people are putting out how bad they hated it.
Although I said liked it.
I liked it. I just think when we look back on it, we're gonna be like, oh man, that.
A lot of the finishes kind of left a sour taste.
Yeah. I enjoyed it in the moment when I was sitting there.
Please share, subscribe,
All that good jazz.
Yep.
I liked it. I thought there was some things that I just felt it was Vince.
Yeah.
Because everything you hear about Vince, he always changes something at the last second, or he's wavering on something for a few days, and then comes in and just messes stuff up. And he loves Brock Lesnar. Apparently, Brock Lesnar's money still. I don't know how he's still money, but he is.
So boring.
So yeah, that was SummerSlam.
Joe, when it was Joe and Lesnar, like Joe killed it.
Yeah.
Lesnar just laughed, like basically doing what John Cena did to Corbin.
Yeah.
Just like laughed and said he was nothing essentially, and then proved that he was nothing with one F5.
Lesnar did more work in that match than he's done since he's returned.
Yeah.
This is like his second return.
Now I'm not saying he's a bad fighter.
No, I
he's
think
a bad
he
rep.
can sell. He's great in the ring. I just think if you're gonna start taking belts off people,
yeah,
and you did it with Alexa Bliss, you did it with the New Day, you did it with
all fan favorites, by the way.
All fan favorites.
Yeah.
Why stop? Why not? And your justification is we need more storylines.
Yeah.
You should have done that with Brock.
Yeah.
Because he would have been a monster. He would have then showed up and F5 people for the next few weeks.
I qualify this as like the punishment pay-per-view.
Essentially.
People were getting punished, and the fans were losing all their champions that they loved the most.
Yeah.
And Shinsuke, for some reason, didn't get his title.
Yeah. That was a noticeable consideration.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Award or whatever.
No word.
Elias Sampson.
Yeah.
Thank you for that mini concert. That was awesome.
Yeah, random mini concert in the middle. Oh,
they
MGK
gave him like
showed up.
8 minutes.
You thought MGK was going to show up, right?
I thought he was, but he didn't. So.
Alright, that's pretty much it.
You want to just talk about tonight real quick for a quick second? What we expect tonight?
Yeah, okay, so what we expect tonight is John Cena showing up.
Yeah, John Cena's showing up. I don't know what the hell he's going to do, but he's going to show up.
Brock talking shit.
Probably. That's probably when Cena's going to come out and Brock talking mess.
Yeah.
We're going to have something with the Shield, probably
Hopefully.
hitting at something. The Jason Jordan
He'll probably have a
is
match.
going to happen.
Yeah.
Probably Asuka. We're thinking it.
Yeah.
Maybe. Tonight's the night.
Why
Paige
wouldn't
has been saying she's going to come back soon. Don't know if that's
we'll
true.
probably also get Nikki Bella showing up.
Nikki might show up.
But Raw should be good.
Raw has all the means of being good. Tonight, we're probably going to get a more rowdy, more amped up crowd than normal. So they have, to play with the crowd tonight. There's probably going to be a beach ball in the arena. That kind of, it's going to be like that kind of
That was one of the more interesting moments of SummerSlam. Cesaro.
Yeah.
Ripping up somebody's beach ball.
And if you go back and watch it, the beach ball, the casual fans are hitting it. Right? Everybody's hitting it, but like you can tell who's really into the ball because they're bored of whatever. Essentially, one of the best matches of the night where people weren't paying attention to because they're jerks.
Yeah.
Because the casual fans are hitting it too, and you can be like, "What's going on?" Like no one knows what's going on. And you realize, "Oh, there's a beach ball," and then you hear Michael call, "It's beach ball mania," or something like that.
Yeah.
Cesaro jumps off of the barricade, gets and tears it up. Mid match, like. That was insane that he even thought about doing that.
It's like as soon as he ripped it, it was like, oh, now all the attention's on the match.
Yeah, it worked for what he did. They didn't hate him. They didn't boo him. They were like, because then all the hardcore fans that are sitting in the bowl started doing the yes chant.
Yeah.
So, the WWE saw last night what is a casual fan and what is a hardcore fan. The hardcore fans were there to watch matches. The casual fans were just there to enjoy whatever match was on.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I think the Raw's going to be good. I think SmackDown's going to be good. NXT is something to watch this week if you get a chance to watch it.
Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Thanks for watching.
Just like and subscribe and all the crap.
Yeah, share it.